Percy Savage is a cunt. Are we all alright? Good break? Good break, all good, all good, all good? All good, Neil?
Yeah, I'm fine, thank
Good,
you.
how's the back?
Yeah, knackered, but
Fit for work,
yeah.
mate, fit for fucking work. So, did you enjoy the first section? Yeah. Excellent, good. It's all uphill from there as well. It's just going to get better and better, so you're up for a good one. So, it is, isn't it? It is. Percy Savage's mates in the front row going, yeah, he's shit, yeah. He's mediocre at best. Adequate, I would say, adequate. Yeah, that's it. What's your name, mate?
Ben.
Are you which teacher are you? The good one. Well, no, you're both teachers, aren't you? What do you teach? Drama. Drama and dance. Fucking woo! It's the subjects of confident people, but yeah, when I asked who were teachers in the room in the first section, you fucking stayed quiet, didn't you? I can't really slag it. I've got a theatre studies degree, so fuck it, I can't really. But you, what a fucking waste of a subject that is. Jesus Christ. I mean, if Christopher Causland can do a fucking cha-cha and he can't see, what is the point of you? Unbelievable. Right. Well, that's true, it's not even a real subject, is it? It's a good job the Tories didn't get in because they'd have fucked you two off. No, you were next on the list, weren't you? Anyway, good. Right, so just I wanted to give you a little insight into how comedy works, right? So my job tonight is normally called one of three things: host, MC, compare, one of those three things, right? And what happens at shows like this is, quite often towards the end of the night, someone will come up to me, or people who do my job, and go, "You were good, you should try what the other ones do and do some actual comedy," right? And that happens a lot, right? But I am actually also a comedian. I do go out and do stuff that I've written and prepared, right? And I'm trying to write a show, trying to write my first sort of purpose-written hour-long show for next year's festival season, right? I want to go to sort of all the big festivals. And I'm writing a show about being a dad, right? Because that's what I am, right? I'm a dad. I'm calling it Dadology, right? And at the moment, that wasn't funny, it's not a funny title. All right. I mean, these two are thinking that's another possible subject they could teach. But, so what it is, at the moment I'm in sort of the planning stage. I'm sort of doing a bit of research because I'm going to make it a bit like a TED talk. It's like everything that they don't tell you about being a dad is kind of the tagline, right? So I've been doing some research, and the research in itself has made me laugh, right, because of the way my brain works. So I thought I'd share some of it with you now before we get the next act on. All right. So this is all based on my recent Google searches about fatherhood, right? Did you know, Neil, that in the average lifetime of an average man, right, he will ejaculate 7,200 times? Did you know that, Neil? Yeah, Neil's thinking, mate, I'm on the sick, I've done 300 this week. I've finished. I've done, completed it, mate, yeah. Right? No, but 7,200 times in his lifetime, right? But, on average, the average man will only father, on average, 0.9 children. I've rounded that up to 1 in the show, because the idea of 9/10 of a baby coming out of the womb is fucking terrifying, right? So, once, out of those 7,200 ejaculations, 1 will result in a baby, right? On average, right? I know there's some of you in here now going, but I've got more than 1. It's an average, right? But that means that on average, 7,199 times, a bloke's ejaculation won't result in a baby. It will just result in what it always results in, which is hoping that whoever you're with swallows, cleaning out your belly button, or in your case, mate, just getting off the bus at the next stop and hoping no one notices. But then, so 7,200 times was the average, right? And then I looked it up and I said, how much per ejaculation does a man on average produce? And the average is 5 millilitres, right? So I did the maths. 7,200 lots of 5 millilitres even, is 360 litres. Right? 360 litres of baby batter. Right? Now, my bus riding friend, can you guess what my next Google search was? What can you fill with 360 litres. I didn't add the words of spunk. I felt like that was a given, right? And the answer was an average local authority wheelie bin. Right? But I like the way you're all going, as if 360 litres in a paddling pool would have been all right, you know. 360 litres is an average wheelie bin, right? So then, I didn't Google this, but I did sit and ponder, right? I was like, what colour wheelie bin would you use? What colour wheelie bin would you use? Probably, what's the yellow lid round here? What's that mean? Recycling, the recycling one. So that's what I thought at first, and then I remembered that my wife calls that bit her lady garden. Round our waist, garden waste is in the brown bin, right? And then I thought to myself, hang on a minute, right? When my wheelie bin's full, I slip any extra in Tony next door's wheelie bin. Right? So in about 30 years' time, if I'm still with us, and I'm getting to 7,201, right? How am I going to explain on bin day being pants around my ankles, balls deep in his wheelie bin? And that's an awkward conversation, isn't it? 360 litres! That's a lot, isn't it? How much do you reckon you've got going? So far, if you had like, you know when they have those fundraising like thermometer things? If you... How old are you, mate? 53. And when did you first crack one out? What, about 12? So about 41 years so far, and I reckon you've probably got an average sexual life of about, so you're about 2/3. I reckon you're at about 250 litres by now. That's fucking good going, that, mate. It's more than that, she says. I've had at least 270 out of him, yeah. Milking him fucking dry. So yeah, that's all about fatherhood. I'll just tell you one other bit, right? So, you know that thing about you realise that you're sounding more and more like your parents when you get older with kids. Give us a shout if you've got kids. Yeah, loads of it, right? And I've realised that that's what?
Above average.
Well done, good. Thanks for the update. I've realised that I do sound more and more like my parents, but the thing is, I had a stepdad, right? But it is a cliche thing that people just say in comedy, turn the lights off, it's like fucking Blackpool illuminations in here, or, and I've realised I sound like, shut that door, were you born in a barn, or it's not going to suck itself. Just sound more and more like him every day. I might keep that one in. That's what he said. No, don't be sorry, love. Just mean, you should be sorry, but for yourself, because it means that somehow you're on my fucking wavelength. And I cry myself to sleep most nights. Just dust now. I reckon it must be about 350 litres. Good. Are you alright, Neil?
I'm fine, mate.
You've stopped laughing and you're just looking at me now trying to work out what the fuck is going on.
No, I'm just thinking, I'm dust too, so...
But your bins would be bigger being a caretaker in a school, wouldn't they? You know, one of those massive flip-top ones.
Filled it?
Filled it, yeah, but probably with kids, don't you? You don't live the north. Okay. Right, we've not got one, but we've got two acts in this section for you now. Hey! This first one has ridden from the train station on his bike. Nearly fell in the canal, because that's where his sat-nav took him. Just for locals, do you have to go by the canal on you? No. He must have one of those special, like, dogging sat-navs or something. I don't know what the fuck's going on there. All the way from that there Manchester place, please welcome the fantastic Alfie Carter.
Hey, well, look at my ear. What are you doing? Look at my ear. Hey, well, I need to be here. I I did cycle to here from the trains. It's nice. The canals. It's good. I didn't know you guys had. Preston, you should have said you had canals. They're nice. The whole time I said I placed a bet before I left. I was like, I bet Preston doesn't have canals, and then you have canals. I mean, I don't know what. You kept that one quiet, didn't you? I was sort of thinking, anyway. But I've not been to Preston. It's nice. I like what you've done with the place. It's got canals, doesn't it? All sorts of things to look forward to there. I think I'm a character, did you say? I've got a stutter, by the way. I'm sorry, it's annoying. People get on my nerves. Like, Alfie, does that mean you roll your R's? You know, you roll your R's? You know, it's like, no, but I rolled my B's, bitch, fuck off. Leave me alone. I don't need your help. Well, I do roll my R's, as you say. But yeah, I've got a stutter, so deal with it. And but my name's Alfie, and in terms of the government, my name's like Alfred, but I don't feel like an Alfred. I feel like Alfred's too serious, but I'm like an Alfie, you know. I'm down here, because Alfred's all like, please can I make a reservation? And Alfie's like, typing into Google, what's a Labrador's top speed, And Alfred's like, I need to find a new savings account. And Alfie's like, he's trying to find out what country Argentina's in. And just out of whack with who, because Alfred has he buys he has a mortgage, and Alfie eats nougat. Because it's all chewy and fun like that, So I feel like an Alfie. So it's who I am. I went to a supermarket earlier, and love a supermarket. I mean, you've got to try it. I don't know if you've ever been to one, but they're so nice, with all the food in there when you get hungry when the stomach. And so I love being in supermarkets because I steal. I'm a shoplifter. Yeah. Don't touch the book. I prefer hunter-gatherer. People get it wrong because I'm on the prowl. When I got cheese on the mind, I just have to load my pockets up with loot. Just on the prowl. Security guard's like, what have you got? I'm like, I've got your nose. He's like, hey, he's got my nose, we need backup. Because I've got his nose, he's not very smart. So he thinks, oh my god, we need, I'm running on the aisle. Oh, it's a whopper, I stole his nose, I'm a thief. He's chasing me around the place, slips in a spillage. We're booby trapped. He's off, I'm still running. And then I've got to hide somewhere because I've got all the cheese. So I have to. You guys do this as well, don't you? You've got to find somewhere to hide. So I lift up my shirt, jump in a fridge, and pretend to be pork belly. You ever do that? You like a bit of pork belly? You've got a tattoo of a barcode, so it works every time. You do have to try stealing though, it's fun. No, I'm serious, because you can see how the poor workers are so naive, because they're stacking beans thinking that that's all they need to worry about. They're sort of, oh, there's been a spillage in R3, you can hear it over the intercom. Meanwhile, there's a heist in R5. I don't have any idea. I'd like to explore different shops, like last week I was in the fishmonger, and the shop, not the man, I was in the Oh, Keith! Why do I hair on your balls? What's the plan? Anyway, so I was in the fishmonger, so I walked in the fishmonger, and I said, please, I need you to mung me a fish. Someone needs to mung me right now. I said, I've looked at the shop, I need to, and he said, I can mung you a fish, don't panic, I'll mung you a fish immediately. I think for me to leave you unmunged would be to deny my earthbound destiny. He was going along with the joke because he's a munger, isn't he? Anyway, so I said, thanks so much, I need to be munged. I'm in the market for a live shrimp. Because it was a Wednesday. So I was like, you need a live shrimp on a Wednesday because you're trying to set up your own independent aquarium in your bathtub. When you're doing that, because you need the shrimp to swim about so you can charge people to use your toilet because there's an aquarium in there. Little side hustle on the... Oh, you guys got canals, don't you? You don't need the whole shrimp in the bathtub thing. I know my stand-up's weird, This guy's been shaking his head at me all night, mate. This guy's not. He's not. Yeah, he's not munging me any jokes. Anyway, this guy's not munging me a damn joke. I need to be munged. Anyway. I know my stand-up straight. It's not, you know. It's like I feel like watching me do stand-up. It's like being in one of those weird mechanized sushi restaurants where all those little things are flying by, and you're thinking, "What the fuck is that?" You know, I don't want any of that in my head. But here I come. So I was trying to be munged. I remember the munging. Anyway, so I was trying to get munged this lobster. But basically, I thought I'd get like anyway, so I was trying to get munged a lobster because the guy was like, "Oh, if I give you a lobster," I said, "I don't think I want a lobster because I don't like crabs, and a lobster is just a crab that does yoga." So I'm not on board with that kind of thing because they can touch their toes, can't they, with the tongs? And but when you had these lobsters in, like, they were alive and they were in like a pool. I think that's so sad when you see like live lobsters for sale because those guys they don't know what's going on, do they? They think they're just on like a beach holiday party with the boys and they think they're in Ibiza but they're on death row. And it's really hard to watch. And I was watching these lobsters, they're playing rock, paper, scissors with each other, but they kept drawing. It was really sad. So I could see them. So I thought I've got to, because of the things anyway, so I thought I've got to get them out of this place. I picked up this lobster, started down my trousers, and I was going to take it home, flush it down the toilet, and end up back in the sea where it belongs. So I was starting down my trousers, I was running through the self-checkout, and then the fucker circumcised me. Just my luck, I picked up a Jewish lobster. I mean, what are the chances? Why are the ones I love hurt me the most? You guys are being really silly right now. You guys are making a lot of stuff up. I'm not a fan. No, I'm actually really happy to be here because I'm actually 22 years old today. No, it's not my birthday. I'm just 22. But it's nice. Hey, it's my birthday. It's in February. Anyway. When I was cycling here, I saw another really sad. I think this is like the saddest thing to see in the modern world. It's seeing a grown man cycle in way too low a gear. You're just like, oh god, I can't watch. His little legs are spinning around. He's being like overtaken by stray plastic bags. He's getting so slow. His legs are still going. Helmets rushing around. Like, oh, someone just run him over, please. Just save him the dignity of that. Hey. I was going really slowly, really suave on my bike. That's what I do. I buy a lot of condoms. I do. I'm always in the chemist. Shop all the man. I'm in the chemist. Anyway. Because I love to, basically what I do with the condoms is I love to take them out of the packet and then put them in the bath and pretend that they're rare jellyfish. Do you guys do that? Because the condom is just like a jellyfish. You do that as well. Oh, we're playing it cool, Preston. We're playing it cool. You know what? You've got to try it. You sprinkle them in, you put your goggles on, you go, whoa, is that a Durex Magnum? Oh my god. Mum, come on, look at this. This one's ribbed. I've got my Spider-Man swimming trunks on. Thinking about. I bought a flavoured, an extra sensitive condom recently. Took it home, put it on, I just started crying. No. I get too with you, you want something, then I hate my dad. All the thoughts came back. Oh. My mum took the morning after pill. That's true. Yeah, that's true. I survived. No, I survived. Well, one little science, I got you there. You can't touch me. I was just so dynamic in the womb, So dynamic. You guys had it easy in the womb, didn't you? Hanging about, floating around with mummy. I was on the front line spitting out pills. No, I was calling up fallopian tubes in my war suit. None of my nothing when I wish to be born. How do I get out of this place? Let's go against the walls. Anyway. Well, I think you guys didn't like me for 2 minutes, but I think I brought you back. So that's nice. I brought you around. I've got to cycle back back to the station. But I hope you have a lovely rest of your week. My name's Alfie Carter, and take care. Thank you.
He's so silly. Alfie, you've got a real fan just towards the back of the room there, who just, I've never seen a woman that emotional about comedy. It's fantastic, well done. Should we keep it going? Yeah! Get your next act on. If you like that, you're going to fucking love this. Please welcome Jill G!
Hello, we are enjoying ourselves. Excellent, excellent. I'm going to give you a little bit of a warning before we get started because I'm an aging menopausal comedian. And I'll tell you what that means is sometimes my humour, well, it's going to be a little bit dry. I'm a single mum to 3 young adult sons, right? And I'm also an embarrassing mum. And I love being an embarrassing mum. And a little bit better as they've got older because they've started embarrassing me back. One of my sons recently came home and asked me if I'd buy him condoms. I said, oh, well done son, proud of you. Gave him a little fist bump. I said, honey, it's been a while. What size do I need to buy you? Bless him, he said large. I said, listen son, you know, it's not like when we used to go school uniform shopping, don't you? You're not gonna grow into it. And the cost of living crisis hasn't got so bad yet that I need you to get your wear out of it. Pass it on to your little brother. Same son came home from a night out, right, and proudly announced himself to be Warrington's top shagger. And I can't figure out right if I'm proud or disappointed. Because he's limited himself to Warrington. The big on conspiracy theories in my house, right? And the latest one is that iron brew shrinks your willy. And I came home and there's my son with a bottle of iron brew and said, aren't you worried, son? Kid you not, he went, it's all right, Mum, I can afford to lose a few inches. Says that to the mother. Honestly, I do love them, though, they're great. One of my sons is very entrepreneurial. He's set himself up a little online business. He's selling all his belongings on Vinted. For a quarter of the price that I pay for them. Shocking. No, they are great. They've been very good to me. They've been very good to me, very supportive the last few years because I decided I was going to retire. Right? I say retire, what I actually did was quit a very well-paid job as a therapist to follow my own dreams of becoming a comedian, which is probably better described as a midlife crisis. But I am having fun, so it's all right. This midlife crisis taking all sorts of forms. One of the things that I've done is I've lost a lot of weight. I've lost about 70 pounds so far. People keep asking me the same question though. Keep saying, Jill, aren't you worried about all the loose skin that you're gonna have? I'm like, no, not worried about that at all. Do you know what I am worried about? What I have to be very picky about these days? It's the faces that I'm sitting on. Because now I can see them. And I've realised, right, I've got a fetish for eyebrows. I really don't like an overly groomed or pointy eyebrow because there's nothing more off-putting than looking down and seeing someone who looks surprised to be there. Honestly, you fellas, you like it when we look up and we catch your eye, but these days when I look down there, all I see is a cry for help. Something else I've done is I referred myself to a women's health physiotherapist. Now, I didn't know that you can actually have physiotherapy on your vagina. So, I didn't know what to expect when my first appointment letter came through for group exercise. Honestly, it was a room filled with leaking women, clenching their vaginas, in unison to music. Honestly, it was so much hard work, I logged it on my fitness pal. Next appointment came round, right, and this time it was a physical examination, and this physio, she wasted no time, right? She was straining with one finger, and two, and three fingers, and I swear to God she gave it a wiggle. But I will never forget what she said to me next. She said, "Miss G, you have what is known in the business as a spacious vagina." She said, "You've got good grip, but you're lacking in endurance." Miss Gina. I said, "Oh yeah, well, I didn't even know he was in yet." To be fair to her, right, it did work, and the girls at Exercise Club have now nicknamed me the Nutcracker. So now I'm out dating with my new fanny. Yes. And I recently had an orgasm I didn't entirely provide myself with. But dating is not going well with me, I tell you. It's not going well. Give you a couple examples of my disaster of love life, right? My ex-husband called me the wrong name at the altar. Genuinely. Then I had to get rid of another bloke. I had to get rid of another bloke when I caught him going dogging. It wasn't even him that had invited me. A bloke on a dating app recently described me as a green flag of a woman. I don't know what to do with that, right? Because nobody's ever compared me to a budget roadside assistance service before. Last bloke I dated didn't like that I told rude jokes, and I said, "That's okay, because I like rude jokes more than I like you. No problem." He said, "But Jill, you're not the sort of woman you can take home to meet your mother." Not again. That's a him problem, isn't it? Because it's not my fault that his mum's not dead. I'm really fortunate, I've got lots of really good female friends, and I tend to spend most of my time around them, right? So my best friend Mel and I recently realised that we've been syncing up in various ways, and for months and months and months, to the exact same day, we've synced up our monthly deliveries from Love Honey. And we both bought ourselves the same rose. Does anyone know what a rose is? Yeah, I can see on your faces, you do, it's fine. For those of you that don't, it's a new kind of sex toy. It's an oral sex stimulator. Oh, I tell ya, if that thing could just make me a cup of coffee. The only problem is, right, is they're really, really noisy. And I do mean really noisy. Like, I can't get away with pretending I'm brushing my teeth anymore. It sounds a little bit like a drill slurping a milkshake. I've had to come up with a solution to disguise the noise, and I've solved the problem because I have put the tumble dryer in the bedroom. My sons now think Mummy's new favourite hobby is doing the laundry. Oh, you lot have been lovely. I'll tell you one last joke. So I quite often talk about my disaster of a love life, and it hasn't all been bad. Sometimes you meet a really nice guy when you least expect it. I dated an amazing guy with a micro penis. I just never saw him coming.
Give it up for Chelsea, everyone! There's lots to unpack there, but my favourite bit was at the back table where Emma sat. When someone said, "What's your name, mate?"
Me?
Yeah? Someone went to him, how do you know what a fucking rose is? Listen, you need some you time for yourself, Ken. All right. Right, so give it up for the acts in that section. We had the wonderful Alfie Carter and the superb Jill G. Just before we go to the break, we must tell you about what's happening next month on Halloween, October the 31st, Thursday, October the 31st.